Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It's good to be back. Good to be back. Hopefully the microphone is working. Yeah, nice to be back on a day that's not a working day for the court. It's nice to be back on a day where we can talk about something different, something very different, including the title one. Hold on, let me get set up and then I'll get the cameras turned on. Hey, good to see you all. Hey, good to see you all out there. Good to have you. Why is it so dark in here all of a sudden? I don't know. Apparently, this camera sometimes goes very dark and then very light, like I'm wearing a halo, like last weekend. Why does it do that? I don't know. Good to see you all. We're currently working with a new microphone arm, so it's taking some time to get used to it. So it may not be in the right position right now. It may be in the wrong position. We'll find out. Good to see you all. Hey, Rachel, good to have you. Carolina, Natasha's here. Lindy, Gayla's here. Laura T, John is here. Who else do we have? I Hate Mornings. Wait, that's StreamYard. I Hate Mornings was here. Good to have you. Good to have you guys. Hey, Natasha. You finally caught a live? Well, yeah, for the court days, we've been going on at like stupid o'clock in the morning. Very, very early. Hey, Mama Mia, how are you? Uh, not really, but she's it just feels like every day there's a new problem. That's sort of how it feels right now. Yeah, that's how it feels right now. That every day is a new mountain to climb, apparently. So I dread getting a phone call every day saying, "Oh, we have to do this and we have to do that," and she got this, and now she's got this and X, Y, and Z. So, oh, it's just a mountain of problems. Hey, good to see you, old one. Good to see you. Good to have you here. I hope she gets better. Wow. She feels better than she did a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if she feels better. Just that, she's in a hospital. How good can you feel being in a hospital, I guess. Natasha says don't forget to take care of yourself too. I will. Hey Laura T. Yeah, I will tell her. So I know everyone wants to talk about Barry Morphew, but I want to talk about the missing two children in Nova Scotia first. That's Lily and Jack Sullivan. Apparently, according to this Mail article that came out overnight for me, apparently their paternal grandmother has shared her heartbreak in an interview with CBC News, revealing secrets of her fraught relationship with the children's mother. They're saying here, Gray explained that her son Cody is the biological father to the 6-year old and the 4-year old. She explained that Cody and the children's mother had been in a relationship for about 3 years before the children's mother decided to end it, citing relationship problems. She claims that they were already in little to no contact and was unable to see them for 2 years after her son and daughter-in-law broke up. She now fears that she'll never see Lily or Jack again. And she told CBC, "My heart tells me these babies are gone. I just want them back. These are everybody's grandchildren. They're not just mine now. It does seem like the whole world cares." There's a photo of her. Her name is Belinda Gray. So there's a photo of the two little kids as well. So there you go. A history of some sort of relationship issues between the biological father and the mom. They're saying here, while the investigation continues, the children's mother has stopped speaking publicly, citing police advice to no longer engage with the media. They're saying here, following Brooks and Murray's estrangement from the children's biological father, she sought sole custody of the children. Her decision prompted Cody to withdraw from the situation entirely, according to his mom. When she did that, he said that he was done. He just didn't want any part of it. And they said, Brooks Murray also confided in her that she wasn't happy. They said despite the strained relationship between the parents, the devoted grandmother maintained a strong bond with Brooks Murray, hyphenated. At first, she said the children would often visit whenever she asked. However, that changed when Brooks Murray moved in with her new boyfriend, Daniel Martell, who shares a young daughter with her. So there you go. She's talking to the media now. And I don't know. There's the two little kids. I don't know. Guys, I just think that there's big problems in this case. That RCMP and the search and rescue, everyone, they have spent tireless hours searching for these two children. And if there was even a glimmer, like they found a footprint or something to indicate that the children were there, they would still be out there searching for those children. And it always just seemed very off to me. The whole thing, the not going to school for a couple of days beforehand, the stories that sort of came out. I just, sometimes in true crime, things just don't add up. And it seems like in this particular case, a lot of the things we were told early on don't add up. At least that's my opinion. All right. Hey, Woman of Steel, how are you? Carolina, Mr. Dan Yee is here. Sean's here. Carolina. Who else do we miss? Mr. Dan Yee's here. Eric's here too. Hey, Eric, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. So that was the update. I want to see if we can actually play the interview with her. I wonder if she did. No. Oh, she just did a. Did she do a voice interview? Here we go. This is from cbc.ca.
My heart tells me these babies are gone. My heart tells me that. I am the grandmother of Lily and Jack. I am the grandmother on the biological father's side. My son is Cody Sullivan. He's not in jail. He's never been out west. He does not have a criminal record. And right now he's living with me. He has been for 9 months.
How did you find out that Lily and Jack were missing?
The mom of my grandson called me. We were in town. She asked if I heard the news. She sent me the article that was on Facebook showing the kids missing. I couldn't call Malay yet, so I waited till we got home. And I called, well, I didn't call her, I texted her. And she told me that, yes, that the kids were missing, that they've been missing since this morning. I was in a state of panic, shock. But in the back of my mind, I kept saying, well, they'll find them. I mean,
I know this woman hasn't had a lot of contact with them recently, but the fact that even she thinks that they're dead, I think to me that tells you a lot. Her son being the biological father of those two children tells me a lot. Rachel said there's a story that the mum passed the kids off to someone that morning. I hope they are found. Whatever happened to them, it's not that they ran away into the wilderness. I don't believe that. At least I don't. Gail said, imagine not contacting family even just to see if they knew anything. I know, right? Hey, Mr. Dan Yee. Good to see you. All right, let's play the rest.
I'm assuming that they'd find them. So I told her, well, we'll head out first thing in the morning and help with the search. It was around between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. A couple of cop cars pull into the driveway. The lights wake me up that I'm a fairly light sleeper, so I see the cars pull in, so I knew what it was. So they come inside. they only stood in the kitchen. They wanted me to wake Cody up, and they wanted to know when was the last time he had seen the kids, and that they were just making sure that the kids weren't here. And then they left. So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister, and we met up with my daughter, and we started. Well, I asked Malaya, I said, Malaya, I said, you know your kids. Nobody knows their kids like their mom. Where do your kids normally go to play out in the yard? What direction do they usually like to explore? And she said, well, they always play up in the little woods right on the side. I said, well, okay.
The story and the search for these two kids reminds me so much of that little boy that went missing last year. Like it just has very similar hallmarks. Like they did a search, they did another one, there was a community campaign, they didn't find anything, no one came forward, and it ended up being Jesse Vang, and he dumped the kid's body not too far away from the home. I think it was within 1.5 miles of the last known location of that little kid. This one reads almost exactly the same. No, it wasn't Quentin. It was Elijah Vu. Elijah Vu. Very similar in the way that the like the investigation has gone. Very similar too. They put out this giant search party. They looked for him, couldn't find anything, and the whole time he was dumped on someone's land, not too far away from the last known location. So yeah, Elijah Vu.
So we'll start from that point and we'll work our way out. We had spoken to a search and rescue, and we weren't allowed on the other side because that's where they were searching at the time. So we just started combing through the woods up through there. We were gone for a couple of hours. I'm yelling for Lily and Jack. We always called Jack Jackie Boy. And yeah, that went on for a few hours, but those woods, I started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick. We come back out, and I went in to see Malay again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very non-emotional, very just flat, monotone. But Malay is very soft-spoken anyway. That she's not usually excitable. I thought that that's made her a really great mom. She was an excellent mom. She never raised her kid or her voice at the kids. That it was always, now Lily, what did mom?
She has some odd criteria about what makes you a good mom. So apparently, if you don't raise your voice in front of the children, that makes you a good mom. I mean, I can think of 20 different cases where we got good testimonials about mothers after they did things where they're like, "Oh, you would never have guessed it. She was the perfect soccer mom. Did everything on the for those children or whatever." So I don't know. I don't buy too much into um, past testimonials from people. They, oh my god, why is there a cat? Hi, hey, hello. What are you doing here? Yes. What can I do for you? Why are you up here, sir? I don't know why he's up here. Hello, Mr. Muff. Hey, say hello to everyone. Hey, what are you doing up here? We're talking about this story. Hmm? I don't know what you want to do, my friend. I don't know what he's up to. Hey, Mr. Muffin. What's wrong? It's not dinner time yet, sir. Hey? It's not dinner time yet. You can talk. You can stay here and talk true crime with Dad. Is that what you want to do? Yes? Alright. I don't know what he's up to. He just jumped on my lap all of a sudden. Hello. Alright, we gotta talk true crime, alright? Alright.
Let me say. And I used to think, now, if anybody's meant to be a mom, it was her. A part of me still feels that.
Why only a part of you still feels that? What do you mean?
After seeing the place, seeing the condition of the home, it was like the total opposite of what I knew of Malaya. She was always clean, very clean about herself, about the kids, about her home. This home looked more like a camp. Now, I don't know if it's from all the people that were there because I didn't show up till the day after, but it was very unkempt. I was pretty surprised.
I love you.
Lily is, she was my little dream girl, that's the first granddaughter. And I loved that she had the brown hair and she had a space between her teeth, which I.
By the way, thank you for the super sticker, Danny, Mr. Dan Yee, and puzzle pieces. I appreciate you both. Thank you very much. I think she said in the earlier part of this video that he had been staying with her for a period of time. So I'm guessing he is still there. Postpartum depression? Maybe. She just had that other baby with her new partner, so possibly. Hey, puzzle pieces. Puzzle piece said, I guess I'm gonna have to return my adult children because I wasn't very clean or soft-spoken mum. So I guess I'm not supposed to be a mum. Yeah, it's an odd qualifier from her. But you're so softly spoken. All right. I think judging on that article from before, sounds like he's been disinvolved with her new partner, and the children for a period of time. When they separated, it sounds like he'd had enough of her crap and just removed himself from the actual entire situation. So I don't know why he's not searching. No idea. But sounds like he hasn't had much to do with them in a while.
I had when I was a kid. So yeah, she was our little princess. Jack was such a sober, serious little baby that he didn't like to smile. You could tickle him, and he would look at you ever so serious, like he was really studying you.
And so, how long were your son and Malaya together?
3.5 years, I think it was, yeah. I thought they were the picture perfect family. Then Malaya started to tell me that they were having problems and she wasn't happy. She told me that she wasn't happy and she thinks she's going to leave. And I told her that we supported whatever she decides, that one good parent is way better than two broken ones.
And then, how did that change your relationship with Lily and Jack?
I thought it was going to change, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't change. Malaya, she was a sweetheart. Anytime we wanted to see the kids, she'd come by for a visit. She'd bring them by all the time. It was actually really, really good.
So, when was the last time you saw the children?
A year and a half, almost. Really, it's about a year and 9 months.
How did you deal with that?
Really, to be honest, maybe I didn't deal good enough with it. I looked at the fact that when her and my son separated, my son walked away. He chose to walk away, that she wanted sole custody of the kids. So she petitioned the courts for sole custody. And when she did that, he said he was done.
Yeah, like you heard, like she said, when the mother sought sole custody of the children, he basically noped out of there and was like, "I'm done. I'm out. I'm finished with this." And seems like that's sort of how it's gone. Uh, Even if the children weren't missing, this would be a very sad situation. You know, even if they were back home and we found out about this, or even if they were found and taken back home and we found out these details, it'd still be a very sad situation, I think. Yeah. Sounds like there's probably a lot of problems here that we only know sort of the surface of it. You know, things like whatever was going on between the biological father and the new partner and his ex, you know. It sounds like there was probably more things here. But then you have to ask, where are these children then? I'm of the opinion they're not too far away. I mean, normally when they find these kids, they're normally within a radius of the home. Elijah Vu was like that, Emil was like that. There was a few others where they were found within miles of the original point where the kids were last seen. So I wouldn't be surprised. Carolina says, "How's that cat here on the black sweatshirt?" Yeah, I'm covered in it. He's gone now. He jumped down, but yeah, he covers me in bright orange hair all the time. Does seem that way, Mr. Danier. Hey, Quiet Observer, how are you? Good to see you guys. Um, yeah, I definitely believe there's more going on than what is public. It explains why the RCMP sort of backed off their investigation, and they're just working out of the offices now for the most part. I mean, they've done some door knocking and dragnetting of the area to have a look at things, but that's about it. All right, let's play the last, what is it, 2 minutes?
Were you ever formally questioned?
Yes.
So then it's about a month after Lily and Jack are last seen that they come and formally question you.
So it's about 3 weeks. They questioned Cody for an hour and a half in the vehicle, and then they questioned me for 2 hours in the vehicle.
How did that feel to you?
I didn't mind. I mean, to me, I expect I'm the grandmother, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I'm assuming the sooner they do all that, I wish they would have done it sooner, that the sooner they can move on. So I didn't have a problem. My son was a little upset about it. He said they made him feel like he did something wrong, and he said he hadn't seen the kids in 3 years. So he was a little upset about it. That he said that they really come at him hard. They wanted to know what her favorite color was, and he said they were babies when I seen them last.
What issues did he have that he was unable to fight for any custody of those children? That's what I would like to know. Not that we're blaming him or anything, just that, you know, like he said, I hadn't seen the children since they were babies. Well, why did you not try and get some sort of custody to keep an eye on your children? Not saying that he could have prevented it at all. Probably not. But I don't know. If they were my kids and I had an ex-wife or ex-partner that wanted sole custody, I would be fighting for some sort of access to keep an eye on them, because that's what I would want to do. Obviously didn't want to fight. Hmm. Obviously, yeah. Emasculated? Could be. Carolina said, I wouldn't give up seeing my kids no matter how obnoxious the ex was. Hey, you don't have to sleep with them anymore. You just have to see the children. So, you know, yes, they're a pain in the ass to deal with, but your children should come overall. So I want to know why he gave up that fight. Maybe it's something, you know, legitimate, and we'll find out. Sounds like the cops were giving him a bit of a prod to see if he would give up anything. All right, what do we got? 1 minute left.
He said she was just learning what she wanted to figure out to eat. I don't know what her color is. So yeah, he was pretty upset.
Have they ever talked to him again since then?
A couple of days ago, they had contact, and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore. That everything's fine.
And have they ever given you any information?
No, it's always the same thing.
Which is what?
They've got everybody on it. They are looking at all avenues. They can't divulge any information that could compromise their investigation. It's the exact same words.
Why are you so sure they're not in the woods?
I have children, I have grandchildren, and I see what kids are like through the woods. There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not. I think somebody hurt these kids. I think somebody hurt them.
You don't sound very hopeful.
No. Our last day searching on Monday and seeing the woods and seeing the searchers and everybody everywhere. There's no way those kids are in the woods. There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old. And they deserve so much better than what they got.
Well, to give them so much better than you got, you have to be part of that solution. So I am interested to find out at some point why that seemed to collapse and why there was such a divide there. Like, I think most people would tell you that exes are exes for a reason. So not too many people have a high opinion of their ex partner, whether you have children or not. So I would like to know more about that. But I do think she's right about that. The children are probably most likely not out there. Like, they've searched the rivers, they've searched any lakes and waterways. They've done drones and aircraft, all sorts of things. So I think if they were out there, they would have found something to keep the search ongoing. A piece of clothing, an item that they had, anything to be like, oh my god, we're going in the right direction. But the fact that they haven't says a lot. Hey, Puzzle. My husband has a son from a previous relationship, and even though his ex was a nightmare to deal with, he never gave up supporting and spending time with him. Yeah, it's very interesting. Gail said she seems she's not seen them since the mum was with the new guy. Sounds like it, yeah. Sounds like that. Well, actually, maybe even before that, whenever they split up, it seems like access to the grandchildren stopped. That there was no more, going to see grandma. No, I don't believe so either. No, all right. And they're saying here, Nova Scotia offers a 150K reward for information about disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. And there's a photo, nice photo of them. And they're saying the Nova Scotia government, is that? Yep. The Nova Scotia government is offering $150,000 for information about the disappearance of Lily and Jack, who were reported missing from their rural Pictou County home nearly 7 weeks ago. That's a long time, 2 months for little kids to be out in the forest or the woods. I wouldn't think so. I would think that they would have found them by now. Not to say that. So sometimes what people do, especially when it's this type of case, a missing child, they will let the police search all the areas, maybe even a couple of times, and then they'll go and put their victim in the area where the searches have been undertaken because they think the chance of them going back and searching a third time is pretty low. So I would be, you never say never that they're not out there. Just saying they didn't go out there on their own. Hey Julie, how are you? Can't say I have. All right. Yeah, 150 grand. It's a lot of money. It's a big reward. Yeah, let me see if I can get Jack Sullivan. Yeah, let me see if I can get more information about what the criteria is for it. Actually, let's go to CTV.
Another plea for help to try to figure out what happened to 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily Sullivan.
Investigators are looking at every avenue, and we're using every tool possible. And this is simply another avenue that could shed some more light or information to come forward.
That avenue is the RCMP asking Nova Scotia's Department of Justice to add the children's disappearance to the province's rewards program, offering up to $150,000 for information to figure out what happened.
I can't speculate as to the nature of information that may either lead to the solving of this case or to a reward, and I wouldn't want to discourage anybody from reaching out. We want anybody who has any information, no matter how small they think it is, to reach out.
It's now been almost 7 weeks since the Sullivan children went missing from their family's home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, a tragedy gripping the county, province, and beyond.
I certainly don't remember in my years seeing 2 young kids going missing like this and nothing coming out of it yet.
Lily is 4 feet tall and 60 pounds and believed to be wearing a pink Barbie top with rubber boots and a cream-colored backpack with strawberry print. Jack is 3'6", weighing 40 pounds. Officials believe he was wearing a pull-up diaper, black Under Armour jogging pants, and blue rubber boots with a dinosaur print. Since their May 2nd disappearance, police have received 508 tips and interviewed 56 people. All have cooperated with police. Former OPP Commissioner and CTV Public Safety Analyst Chris Lewis says the rewards program is a risk-free step for the police.
What tells me is, number one, that there is a bit of a stalemate somehow in their investigation in all likelihood, and they're looking to get more conversation going. Potentially what they want is a tip that will lead them to whoever is responsible for this.
And Chris Lewis, who you just heard from at the end of the story, says at the end of the day, someone out there knows something about what happened in this horrific case. Hundreds of people, dogs, drones, and helicopters were involved in extensive searches. The last one was June 1st. RCMP again saying further searches will be dictated by information that comes forward. The province's justice minister says she's hopeful including this case in the rewards program will help bring it to a close. Todd.
All right, we'll see. Callum Smith starting us off in the newsroom this evening.
There you go. 150 grand. That's a lot of money. Carolina says that's 150 grand for info, not info that leads to the recovery of the children. Yeah, what is the stipulations for it? Typically used to bring light. So it was under a program that is typically used to bring light to bring to light information that can lead to arrests and convictions. Interesting. Arrests and convictions, huh? Interesting. That's what it says. Under a program that is normally used to bring about arrests and convictions in specific unsolved major crimes. That's an interesting program to put it under. They're saying here, according to the Justice Minister, Becky Druhan, said RCMP asked for the case to be added to the rewards program. She said the disappearance has been difficult for many people and has garnered interest from around the world. The program does consider and have the opportunity to include cases that relate to missing persons, so it very much fits within the parameters. If we can do anything at all to support the investigation, we will do it. And in this case, this is a lever we can pull. So hopefully that the inclusion of the Sullivan case in the rewards program may lead to some information that will help in solving the case. They're saying there's 122 unsolved cases where the province is offering cash rewards for information. Most of those are homicides, but roughly 20 involve missing persons. The program has been active since 2006. However, during that time, there have only been 6 payouts, according to the Department of Justice. Here, in an update last week, police said they had interviewed more than 50 people and administered a number of polygraph tests. Daniel Martel, the children's stepfather, told CBC he was given a polygraph. Wow, that would be interesting. Hold on, I want to find out. about that. Here, polygraphs, a blanket, and a boot print. New details of investigation into missing New Nova Scotia children revealed. There's some more photos of Lily and Jack. They said, "Did you?" So, they apparently this is the first question that they asked Daniel Martel. Did you kill Lily and Jack? He says he was asked it during a polygraph test in the case of the two missing Nova Scotia children. He said, "I was extremely nervous." He says, "It's like your stress level is just astronomically through the roof and your body doesn't know what to do because it's not every day that you're hooked up to these machines in an interrogation room where somebody asks you questions like that." He says he passed the polygraph. Really? Okay. All right. Let's play this video with
I know
him.
the truth. I didn't kill Lily and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lily and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanting to know like what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together. And I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course, the stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning,
Yeah,
but you don't feel that now.
no, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. I know the person that said there's rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No,
Was there any kind of gathering that someone
No.
might have thought was a party?
no,
There were no people at the house?
no, not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And
Sorry, that was an interesting qualifier at the end there. They asked him, were there any gatherings or anything that people could mistake for a gathering? And he said no. And then right before they changed to a new question, he said, well, not that night. Interesting.
how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, yep, great, thank you, come in
Yeah.
for a polygraph test.
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off. You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand. And you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure your pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Your mind has a massive release of chemicals, I guess you would call them. It's like your stress levels just astronomically through the roof, and your body doesn't know what to do because it's not every day the way you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room where someone asks you questions like that.
What other kinds of questions did they ask you?
All the questions pertain to the death of Lily and Jack. Are you accessory to the murder of Lily and Jack? They were all.
It's interesting that he's talking about these questions that the cops gave him, right? So the cops must believe it's most likely a murder. Otherwise, they'd be like, do you know what happened to them? Where were they taken? Was it an accident? Did they just fall and die in the home? Like, the line of questioning suggests something very different. Suggests that the cops think that these children were most likely killed. That are you? You're from Quebec? Hey, Hug, how are you? Hey, puzzle pieces. Yeah, interesting when he talks about these type of questioning. I would have thought if they thought that this was a real missing person case, that the line of questioning would be very different. Very different. What is going on with my... There we go. All right. Let's play the rest.
So all of the questions assumed that the children are no longer alive.
Yeah.
There were no questions at all about, did you take them somewhere? Could
No.
they be somewhere?
No.
The police have done a number of polygraph tests. They've done 53 formal interviews. Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
That's a lot of interviews.
It is a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people that live in the area. And those interviews, typically my interview was 4 hours. And a lot of the interviews from my family were 1-2 hours. So there's a lot of time taken up and they ask detailed questions.
Do you know who else actually took a polygraph test?
I mean, I do, but I'm not going to say anything that's going to impede the investigation.
Okay. When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
And how did that feel?
Good.
And did you feel that there was any further suspicion on you after that point, or was that sort of conclusive?
No, that was really when I seen the turning point for it's starting to taper off with investigators.
Do you know if Malaya has taken one?
I don't know if I can say it, but I will anyway. Yes, she did take one.
Okay, she took one. Do you know the result?
No. RCP wouldn't let tell me I asked.
You said you feel like everyone in the world wants to know what happened to Lily and Jack.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think this is getting so much attention?
Well, just the mysterious.
Yeah, interesting that he said that his partner had one too and he doesn't know the result.
And nature of everything and how strange everything is. The RCMP, I mean, they have to keep a tight lip on everything, but there's a lot more that meets the eye with the case.
Is there something that you think the public doesn't know that you can share that you want the public to know?
That's a hard one because I don't want to impede the investigation in any way. It is still a missing persons investigation. It hasn't pivoted to any type of criminal investigation. But the kids were seen the day before. I know a lot of people didn't know that. I still see a lot of stuff online that the kids could have been missing for days. They were out of school for days. And they were seen in the Glasgow area on camera the day before this appearance in the afternoon.
Where was that?
I don't know if I can say that, but it was near the Highland Square Mall.
Was it with you?
It was with me, Malaya, and Meadow, and Lily and Jack were there too.
And are the police aware of that?
The police were aware of that since.
Do they have that video?
Yes, they do. I also talked to my coworker in the parking lot as well, and he verified that with investigators as well. So for all the speculation, they were gone days ahead of time, or they were seen the afternoon on camera before this appearance.
Why do you think the police are asking for video dating back, days before that?
Well, the reason for that is they want to see the traffic of the vehicles on the roads in the area, right? Maybe vehicles that were traveling that area a lot over the last few days prior to hand, or vehicles that, weren't seen in the area, or vehicles that were seen in the area, like local people that are, you know what I mean? Making
But at the same time, why would you tell this guy anything? So if I was an investigator, I wouldn't be telling this guy very much. Might tell him the basics of what's going on, but I wouldn't be telling him any in-depth analysis or the direction of the case because you never know. Hey, Puzzle. Yeah. Francesca says, hello, hi, good to see you. I made your dog and cat confused. Oh, that's pretty funny. Every time they hear me, they want a nighttime treat. Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking the RCMP is telling him too much, or not anything critical anyway. Carolina said, so no one but he and the mum saw them after that. Reminds me of the West Boys. Yeah, there's a lot of gaps in timelines and stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, here.
frequent trips past the house, or which it's all considered evidence. I mean, more pictures and videos is the better.
They say they have hundreds of hours of video.
Mhm.
Do you know if they've found anything on those videos?
I think it was up to 2 weeks ago, they had footage that they examined for evidence that was 8 kilometers diameter out from the house. So that's, I mean, that was after a month. That's how long it took to get footage and review it 8 kilometers out. So
But what's on the video?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm only limited by what they tell me.
How often are they in touch with you?
Investigators now, I'd say maybe once every 5 days. And usually I'm the one who calls or messages them.
And how's that changed over the course of the 6 weeks?
Well, from the beginning, it was almost daily, tapering off to where it's only like once every 5 days now.
Yeah, here. Rachel said, the interview is very strange. He seems to be telling a story. Yeah, I know. No, I don't agree. Yeah, hold on. Joe said they could have told him she took a polygraph even if she didn't to psych him out. They could have told him he passed the polygraph too to see what he'd do afterwards. That wouldn't surprise me. Cops don't have to tell you the truth. Joe Neal said because it's totally... Yeah, well, they obviously don't want them coordinating stories. That's why they're not giving information to each other. Sean said, if you want to cover, yes, in the mile thing. Oh, yeah. I don't know, guys. The whole thing and then 150 grand reward. And then they're like, oh, they just want to see the traffic in and out of the area. If they thought someone had abducted these children and was on the run in Canada, looking like with 2 children in their car, I have a funny feeling we'd be getting a lot more alerts and we're looking for a white car and we're not sure what type of model it is, but there may be 2 children in it that look like this. And we haven't seen anything like that.
And how do you feel about that?
It's good and bad. I mean, I like to talk to them in person about any little small details I come up with or anything I can try to bring to their attention, which may help the investigation. So I don't get to see them often, so it's always over phone or messaging, and it's hard to really convey what you want to say when you're not in person. But then I also know the eye's not on me. The investigators don't see me as part of the disappearance.
How do you know that?
Well, when you're going from daily to tapering off every 5 days, I mean, I've already gave them everything on my phone. I'm the one who originally said, here, take my phone. We'll go through all my banking information. We'll go through all my stuff on my GPS from Google.
And you were offering all that up right
Yeah,
from the
I
beginning.
offered everything
And why were you doing that?
to show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know I have nothing to do with any of it. a lot of speculation is you killed the kids. Was come out and say it straight as it is.
What do you think when you read that?
It's a lot of nonsense, obviously. I know the truth. I didn't kill Willie and Jack. And I just think a lot of people online they're seeking drama. That's the main thing.
I don't think people are seeking drama. I think they're seeking the truth of what happened to those children. I also want to know why the mum never speaks about it, rarely anything. She's spoken to the media like twice, and we constantly see this guy's ugly mug in front of the camera, but very rarely her. I'd like to know more about that too. I know she left very soon after the kids went missing. I know that. But I'm sure they have TV cameras in wherever she went. Probably more TV cameras in Pictou County. So I've always found that a bit odd. All right. Sorry, guys. I am a bit slow today. I'm dealing with a bunch of like nausea for some reason. So I've been having to stop and start and go and start a little bit. Carolina said he's more focused on himself. I'd be screaming to help. Look for the kids. Yeah, I agree. Guys, I'm going to go. I was hoping it would slow down over we did the show, and it's actually just getting worse. She's doing well. She's in a hospital. She's better than she was a couple of weeks ago, but still not okay. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go. Sorry to cut it short, but I don't really want to puke on a live stream, so I am going to cut it short for tonight. I might come back later if I feel better, like morning time. Morning time for the USA. Gala said people stay in the same house for years after kids go missing and she leaves straight away. It is a little odd. Yeah, I agree. I've always thought that was a bit strange. I will. Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.